So there was an incident known as Brickgate, and there was a black woman that was hit with a brick, but that's what she claimed. Here is her friend of 13 years, who's a woman, who says that this woman is a fraudster and that she instigates these incidents. This recording is very long, so listen to the whole thing.
Oh, she might turn up tonight. Because again, I've seen her turn up before. We hadn't been out in years, and the club had just opened a month ago. We go in, we're in the VIP section, she's dancing, and she's always cotton blocking me. That's the thing. So anytime a man approaches me, oh no, she knocks his hand away, and I'm like, let me go just get my phone. I leave my phone in the car, go downstairs, get my phone. Couldn't get back in the club. The white lady at the door, oh, we're at the capacity, you gotta wait in line. I text them, hey y'all, I'm outside, same spot, I'll see you when you get out here. 15 minutes later, F you fat bitch, we're no longer friends. You're the reason I'm getting my ASS beat. I'm like, where's this coming from? But again, I wasn't shocked at it because that was her behavior over the years. I just wasn't expecting her to do that. So it's pandemonium downtown. The club's only been open for like a week because of COVID. So it's traffic everywhere. I'm trying to duck and dodge traffic, trying to find her. I'm in front of First Ave. I'm here. I'm there. I'm here. I'm there. She finally ends up, getting in the car. And in the midst, I'm looking at her story on Facebook and Instagram. She's posting it. Look what they did to me. Look what they did to me. Look what they did to my face. I'm a PhD student. I'm a PhD student. They mad. They haters. These 4 big black burly men, they accosted me. They beat me up and they pushed me down the stairs. I mean, she's going all out. So I get out of the car, and at this point, I park my car. I'm walking. I go up to 7. It's a crowd of, I'm going to just say 100, 200 people. Big old crowd of people. My voice, excuse me, has anybody seen a Somali girl in a leopard print catsuit? Oh, yeah, that BITCH is the reason we can't get in. She was trying to fight everybody in the club. I go around, I see if maybe she had got arrested. So I see a cop, and I don't even like dealing with cops, especially George Floyd had this was May, and this was July that we were in. So I go and I say, excuse me, sir, I see the cop sitting in the car. Did y'all arrest a Somali girl in a leopard print catsuit? Is she studying to be a anthropologist? I said, oh my God. Oh my God. So I knew she had made a scene because her thing is making a scene. That's what I want. That's her thing. She wants everybody to empathize with her. And she, when she gets drunk, she, Nappy get black, B-I-T-C-H, Nappy had a B. I've seen her do this before, and this was just 3 years ago. This was July 4th, 2020. And from July 4th, 2020 up until 2023, I said, she got this Karen Hilton thing. She got all of this stuff. I said, people are going to pull her card. I told her when we tried to hash it out, like a day later, I get on the phone with her. She's like, I'm not in the right headspace to apologize to you. I know I was wrong. All I want is my intellectual property from you, my video. She did this little thing where she was interviewing people in her community or whatever. She collected like almost $1,300 for it. She always has a GoFundMe. And she basically, once she collected the money, we went out that night. And she's to a point where if she knows people are going to ride for her, she's going to put on a show. This girl has been putting on a show for years, so, and this was just 3 years ago, she spits on people. That is how she is. And once she starts recording, it's like she don't show you what happened beforehand. And even the whole thing with white people or whatever, I'm not obviously.
So did she have an altercation? Is this what you got subpoena for or what? I'm confused.
This is what I got subpoenaed for.
Okay.
She used my name in the subpoena. Now, granted, she was mad at me, didn't like me or whatever. And the reason I believe she didn't want me to be telling people the truth and coming forward or whatever. But my whole thing is I never had no plans or intentions to smear her, any of that. When I got subpoenaed, I'm like, who was this white lawyer subpoenaing me? He wasn't transparent in his letter. I didn't know if he was representing 7 Acquisition and Nightclub or if he was representing Rhoda. So he was trying to be slick with me, and I said, I'm going to show you what slick is. So he asked me, and I said, sir, I was there that night, but I did not see the incident. Then he asked me to attest to her character. And I told him, I said, she lives in another state. She's a good person. We go out, we have fun. No, I'm not going to get into detail and tell you that she is an alcoholic and all of that, because at the end of the day, I don't have time to be subpoenaed by some stuff I know that's not even true.
Right. So tell me this. What did she say happened that night, and what actually happened that night?
She got on video. I think I sent you the video, Shanna. She got on video. It didn't come through. I'll resend it from 2020. She basically said she was beat up by 4 black security guards, 4 black men. That was her speech. The story that and even though I didn't see it, a crowd of 200 people, mostly black, may have been a white person here or there, mostly black people. That BITCH is the reason we can't get in the club. She was trying to fight all of us. I said, oh, okay. And she ended up getting dragged by black females. They gave her a shiner. They gave her a black eye.
Okay.
So, girls, I actually befriended. She was a Somali girl. She punched her in the back of the head. She punched her in the back of the head, and she ain't real, outspoken and outgoing like that. If you punch me in the back of the head, I'm gonna hit you back. Anybody else would have hit you back, but when she drinks, when a lot of Somalis drink, they get active. They get active.
So when you got subpoenaed, did you have to go to court, or what was the court about? What was the outcome of that?
I didn't have to go to court because I told the lawyer. He said, "Oh well, you didn't even really see anything then." And my judgment was that, oh, he's representing 7. He's not representing her. That was a countersuit. So even though me and her were not on, speaking terms, and I called her after that, I did. And I told her, I said, somebody's going to pull your plug. Somebody's going to find you out. I said, even though you and I aren't on speaking terms and and she apologized, we were on video chat. I showed her the subpoena letter. I said, if I was a low down, dirty something, and because she has a habit of befriending people and then calling you, oh, you're a broke bitch, you're a this, you're a this, you're a that, that's the habit she has. But those be the same people that you want to rock with you. It's other people out there that she said certain stuff to, and they probably willing to come forward. But again, like I said, my thing wasn't to smear her. When I talked to her in 2021, that following year, like it was September of 2021, with the subpoena, I told her, I said, I didn't have time to go to court and deal with all of that stuff. I said, you need to watch what you're doing out here, because it had already been pretty much proven a hoax, even by a girl in her community. She's a makeup artist, and she does a lot of people's makeup, African American, Somali, and she didn't want that type of heat brought to her, to her business.
Her brand.
Yeah, there was a guy in the comments. He was a photographer. He was there that night. He basically confirmed the same story that I did, that she was not beat up by 4 black men. She was beat up by women. But she won't tell people she was beat up by women because it's easier to say, oh, a man did this. A man did this. And even, I don't, even when it comes to the white men that she slaps and stuff, it's like, she is really on that feminist kick. She don't care if it's black or white. The problem I see is you really gonna get these black men hurt out,
right?
And you gonna get.
That's because you're a prophet. You got a question? I'm sure I could tell the look on your face. You got a question?
Yeah, I got a couple of questions. First, let me confirm this. Back in 2020 or 2021, she got a drunk driving charge. And she got charged for that, had to go to court, and she got it. It's been reset as early as this year, January this year. The same Rhoda
Osman.
Yeah, Rhoda Osman. Okay, yeah, I pulled that record, and she has a drunk driving charge where she got caught drunk driving. So that incident that happened at that club, I did have somebody reach out, but they were not willing to go on camera. But I did reach out to the Somali community here in my town, and they know the Somali community down there because they're all family.
Yeah.
And when I spoke to them, they know who she is. They know exactly who she is.
Very known in her community.
So all these different GoFundMes and ways to raise money, is because she's getting surgeries or wanting to go party. She to pay her bills, things like that. That's why she raises her money to do this.
Um, I'm gonna say this from that standpoint. As far as her like being a scammer and doing all of that, like that never really clicked to me. So I can't really say that she does that. But when you put two and two together, it does make a lot of sense because the girl has been traveling internationally, all of that. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that that's what I know her as. Like I said, I know her as being a raging alcoholic and turning up on everybody. So I can't really speak on the money aspect of it, but if you really put two and two together, when she does the GoFundMe's and stuff, next thing you know, she's out of the country somewhere. She's in Mexico. In 2020, when the incident happened, she was in Mexico like a week later to celebrate her birthday.
Would it be?
I want to come back.
Fair to say? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Would it also be fair to say that?
Hold on. Let me say this before I begin, and you can take that. Don't she have a birthday coming up? Or
Yeah, I think so.
Her birthday in July. She's a Cancer. Her birthday is in July. Her birthday.
Okay.
So I want to explain something about that too. I seen the driver's license like a day off or a year off, and Rachel kind of explained how they share their information in that community too. It's probably how she evaded, if that's the right word, I'm tired, some of those charges, some driving incidents. Mm-hmm. I want to go back to the money thing we talked about. I want you to talk about the insurance thing in 2012, but I want to go back to Prophet's point about the club incident. I didn't pull all the documents, but I did see on there that it said settlement, and I got to thinking, I'm an insurance agent, so I kind of know some things about premises liability. If you're on somebody's lot and you say you got hurt, and there's no security, no lighting, stuff like that, that club or that business, can be held liable. And I'm kind of wondering, is that what she was trying to set up? Like, why was the security across the street? Were they at the club or at the gas station? Remember? I'm sorry, I'm talking about Prophet or...
Oh, okay.
Hello, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's for Prophet.
Yeah.
Okay. Prophet got all the extra notes.
Yeah, so when I did my digging and found all the stuff that I needed to find, those two young men were across the street at the gas station, and there's a Checkers also next door to that. They came walking back across the street, and that's when they heard her yelling. They didn't see the incident, and she did describe and say that a man did, on the video, she said a man did it, jumped in the car. First she said he jumped in the car with, some black men. Then she turned around and said he jumped in the car with some women. But with them, she said a man in a suit. There was a man in the suit that was standing there. He was calm. He wasn't trying to run or anything. And, they looked at the guy, he looking at them like, what? And they kept showing the parking lot too. There were no bricks out there. There was gravel, little bitty gravel and stuff where the parking lot was being done. So I did a aerial view. And I also did I did a sky view, area view, and then I did a 3D view. And then I zoomed all the way down to that exact parking lot where they were standing at, and there's loose gravel. I didn't see any blocks, no construction material, anything in that alley right through there, right? So I'm like, okay, where'd the brick come from? But I also listened to the video, and I heard the young men say there was a female that she got into it with, right? And she also said that, but then in her video when she was screaming, the original video, she was screaming, there was one of her friends standing there with her. So, I just had to zoom in and listen to that. But that's what I heard, through all the video and all the melee and everything.
Everybody
So it kind of describes what Rachel was saying, how, because I think me and you, Rachel, we were talking for a long time that did she take theatrics? Because it seems like once the guys came over, it was like, boom, action, go,
She's
so that's why
She is actress. And a lot of Somalis, like when they're looking for sympathy, they start crying like, when this happened and this, they're very, very theatrical. and she has picked up that trait from them. I can't tell you how many times I have sat in front of her and others in her community, and they put on the crocodile tears, and it's the "oh, woe is me," and they love hollering racism, racism, racism when somebody white does something to them, but they are very disconnected from African American people because they are not foundational Black people, and she tries to connect herself to Black struggles and Black issues. And even me being who I am, it's certain stuff I would never get on a platform and say, like, oh yeah, I got out of a ticket today or whatever. Like, okay, well, yeah, that's because when they pulled you over, your hair was blonder. It's just certain things you don't say, and then people looking at you like, okay, but now you want me to help you. Now you want me to ride for you, but you was just out here turning up.
Right.
And it's just so weird to be so educated and want to, I think we were talking about, like, she wants to be ghetto, or she likes the low vibe.
And I'm not even gonna, there are certain things that I saw people saying about her that I don't necessarily rock with or agree with. And, me and her met, you see this Jamaican flag in my background. Me and her met in 2010 at a Jamaican party, and me and her, we get on the floor, we dance. I still get on the floor and dance. That's what I do. The only thing with her is people are now connecting her to, being promiscuous and you're a feminist. Like, you're taking it to these levels of now people are painting you out to be this particular image. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much you try to hide it or mask it, now people got you as this promiscuous feminist, and you're a Somali who's inserting yourself into African American trauma and struggle. So now you're being found out. That's pretty much the synopsis that I'm giving. That's totally my opinion.
Right.
But I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh yeah, she twerking, shake her butt, and do all this, because I do still the same stuff. But
right. The bottom line is, the character is very definitely in question, and it's an obvious fraud situation. And I feel for the people who gave up their hard-earned money to the GoFundMe, and also I feel for the Black women that come after her and Carly Russell, because what people don't understand, when you do this for a living, you do this. This is my life. I don't do nothing else. So I'm in tune in a whole different way. I already see the effects of, I fight for Black women every day, right? So now I'm posting, just recently, I post the same stories where I'm calling out people for disrespecting Black women. Now I'm getting a lot of Black women and men like, well, I got to wait a week to see if this is real. And so before, people ready to stand and fight for Black women on my page, the minute I say, hey, this boss called her an N-word, or this grocery store harassed her for being Black, they ready, they on set, ready, set, go. Now, 80% of them is on ready, set, go. 20% already is like in the comments like, well, let me wait and see if this is true. And see, this is the part why people just be hooping and hollering and don't understand. This is serious when women is doing this fraudulent, and nobody and y'all not, and y'all letting it go. I'm not because as a man, I'm not gonna speak with so much on women's stuff.
Absolutely.
I expect women who queens to step up and get them together. I'm not getting no female together. I tell you the facts, and other than that, I defer to women when it comes to women, because I feel like y'all should step up and let them know, like, look, y'all gotta chill out. Because first of all, it's no facts. Y'all are condemning Black men with no facts. So now the bar has been set that we can condemn all these Black men with no facts. Just somebody saying, I could have a toothache and let my face swell up and go in the middle of Black women and say, hey, they slapping me and all these people ain't do nothing, and then the video over. Now everybody condemning every Black woman. They didn't see the injury. Nobody saw nothing. And now we're going to run with that and condemn a whole demographic.
Right. It's caused a huge divide. One of my friends, a content creator over on YouTube, Nyla, she said her husband lost hundreds of subscribers. I know Foolish did. I know. I just got cussed out. I don't have a huge following yet. I just got cussed out. Did you want to mention anything? Because I sent the paperwork, and I'm gonna probably post it on my page later. I saw some scandalous stuff in there. I know she had some drug use and things like that as well. But the insurance, didn't she do some kind of insurance scam? Went to Virgin Islands, and then that's how she ended up in Texas for $50K.
So thing about it is people who she's bullied or talked about have basically, because people knew that me and her were friends for a long time. So I had somebody come to me a few years ago, probably 2019, 2020, something like that. And she was Somali. She said, she got $50,000 from a car insurance thing where it wasn't uncommon back then for Somali. Oh, somebody hit me, and it would be one of their people, and they would get money for it. She got $50,000 in a settlement, and about 2012, she moved to the Virgin Islands. So that's the only thing I can really attest to, and I learned about that about 3 or 4 years ago. I said, "Oh, okay," and I
and that was a scam to get that money.
Pretty much, yeah. She got like $50,000 from an insurance settlement, and as you said, you saw it as received, or it was settled or whatever. So that's how they want to go to the VI, Virgin Islands. But yeah, she if she knows that she can get some money, and like I said, one turn her off, she's black women this and their nappy headed and their wigs and their
See, that grinds my gears right. That grinds my gears right there. And it's not what she's saying. I think I'm more mad of how we are just supporting her blindly.
It's sad.
And you try to say something, I'm a pick me. I think I got that one. And some other choice words people had to say.
And I had the main reason I had not reached out to her, because when I first saw the video, I was, I empathized with her. When I saw the video on the Shade Room, my first reaction was again. And I knew that I said, this is just like 2020 repeating itself.
Wait, because that's what I meant to ask you about. Your first reaction when you saw her video on the Shade Room was what?
Again. And again, more so, I said, oh, you out here doing this again? That was my reaction. Like, here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. That was my reaction. And the reason I didn't come forward or make no video or comment on the Shade Room, I knew it was so fresh. I said, Rachel, if you do that, people are going to automatically, you got a white dad, you benefit from a system of white privilege. So I stepped back a little bit.
Right.
I'm going to be real honest with you. A lot of things I don't speak on, not because I'm scared to say it. I said, let this kind of bubble a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, I looked on TikTok. I said, oh, they pulling your card. It's starting to bubble. I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to do a fair campaign. People who don't, when she did what she did to me in 2020, it hurt me. It hurt my feelings because we have been friends for a very, very long time. Mm-hmm. This was not just some woman I met, in a club somewhere. I met this girl in 2010. So at this point, we have been friends for over 10 years. So it was hurtful to me when she called me all out of my name, and we rode in the same car together. So when you from the Black News Network, when you made that comment that she was with one of her friends and somebody was saying that she got into it with one of her friends, she will get into it with the person she's riding in the car with.
Right.
She will get into it she's riding in the car with. If you the designated driver and she's drunk or she's whatever, she'll get into it with you. She'll call, if she's upset or mad enough, she'll grab at the wheel, all of that type of stuff. There's no filter on what she does.
See, that's why people get mad, because I can't help it that I can peep stuff before a lot of people. Like to my followers or to people on TikTok, it's like I can see all of that. You know what I mean? Y'all will see it soon, But don't get mad at me because I see it faster than y'all. I just was born with that gift. I can see how she carry herself. I can see her demeanor. I can read all of that. It's just like, it's plain as day to me. Everything you saying, I can read or I've said already. Like about it, I could just tell. You know what I mean? I could tell the theatrics. I could tell the superior complex. I could tell the alcoholism because I've been around alcoholics and alcoholism. I know how they cry. It's a different cry. I'm just telling you, if you in tune, it's a different cry. An alcoholic cry versus a legitimate regular cry is totally different. And that's from growing up. And I always study people my whole life since a little kid, since a baby. So I can hear that, the crying and all of that. It's like trauma. It's not crying from what just happened.
He has a lot of deeply enrooted trauma issues. And something else going too. And this isn't even to try to praise white people or anything. She has, you know, she goes around doing these videos. A lot of people who helped her in Minnesota, you know, and who were like riding for her, even when she talked about them and did them wrong, they were white folks.
I believe it.
And he would use, and again, I'm not putting them on any kind of pedestal.
I know what you're saying.
Very clear.
Because a lot of them will help you blindly like that. I've seen it.
And mad that she's doing this because the ones, and I'm not going to say their names, but there's a woman that when I first got to Minnesota, when I first moved back in 2010, there was a woman, she opened her house and she let us get ready from her house from the club. And it was revealed a few years ago to me that this woman had an incurable STD. And Rhoda was going around telling people, she has this, she has this, she has syphilis, she has this. And I was just like, why would you tell people that? What about you? And a lot of times when people are projecting things about other people, you point the finger, 3 point back at you. Shannon just told me there's a 2012 charge for prostitution on her background. You gotta be real careful. You out here pointing fingers at people, and somebody that was, I can't tell you how many people she has introduced me to this is my friend. I'm talking handfuls of people, and then turn right back around. She's a this, she's a fat BFECH, she's a addict, she's a this, she does this. And I said, wow. And people told me, if she do that to them, don't you think she gonna do that to you? I didn't see it back then. Right. Because she was my friend, I was younger, and I was told by a woman that used to party with us. She said, you know, this was about 2010, 2011. The friends you have right now are not going to be the same friends you have 10, 15 years from now, especially in Minnesota, because Minnesota is a clicked up place. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a lot of places probably are, but if you don't already know people here, it's difficult to make friends. So I didn't necessarily see that back then, but I see that now. And she doesn't keep strong friendships with people for long. The people that she is friends with, they ride for her even when she's wrong. Right. And the problem with that is, y'all are riding for her. Y'all got families, just like the man said in the video, even though he might have been clout chasing. People have families to go to. You know,
right. He still was telling the truth, yeah.
Yeah, unless you're actually in danger, and because they knew clearly she was not in any grave peril or danger, you want people to jump in for you, and you're potentially creating another skit, creating another scenario so that you can get GoFundMe account. You can get all of these things. She went from 7,000 followers to almost 20,000 on Instagram just from that video on the shade. So it was very disheartening to watch, because I said, even though I saw how messed up her face was, I was in the type of headspace where I would never want that to happen to anybody, but you had it coming. Mm-hmm. And when something else bad happens to where they really do you in, like how you begging for, nobody's going to believe you. You're going to be like the boy who cried wolf. And that's my biggest thing for her. It's like, you're doing all of this. You don't know how detrimental you being to black men, to black women.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that I've been telling everybody that's going to come true, I said, when this GoFundMe money either disperse or either get sent back, whatever happened, at that point, is when this case gonna bust wide open. Because right now, the few people who know exactly really the real story, they thinking they getting some of that GoFundMe money. I know how people work.
Yep.
But
That's what I said.
Once that money either get dispersed and everybody ain't gonna get what they think they got, you know, I know how all this play
It's
out.
gonna go. It's gonna be ugly.
That's when it's gonna get ugly. Right now, the few people who know that they ain't speaking, they think they get some of that GoFundMe money, and that's the only reason.
She does not. You know how sometimes you got people or friends. Ooh, I hit a bitch. I got money. We gonna do this. She's not the type of girl to. She's never given me any large amounts of money.
I already know that. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's gonna bust wide open. Right now, she might be promising people a little more than they think they get to keep it on the low.
They have not known her a long time the way that I have. So they may have known her for a year, maybe even 2 years, maybe 3, but they haven't known her in the capacity that I've known her in. And she might be telling them she gonna give them something. That's one thing about she don't give nobody no money. She takes.
You know that. The people that do that, they also don't do that. You feel me? It all go together. If you scheming and plotting and frauding people, you also not gonna be taking care of people on the back end. It all go together because it's a mentality. It's fundamental. You know what I mean? You can't have one without the other. You can't fraud and be shady on one end, then on the other end you gonna take care of everybody like you're supposed to. It don't go together. My father told me that a long time ago. It's a snowflake. It all go together. So that's why I said it's gonna bust wide open once that happens. That's the only thing hoping it's like this right now, ready to bust.
I reported it.
Oh,
I reported it.
Look, it's really gonna get ugly if it get returned. You know, like if it don't, it's gonna get all those real ugly.
People who donated, and then when they find out it was, and again, I've looked at the comments, I've looked at the Shade Room comments, I've looked at the TikTok comments, and I'm just like, baby, you putting yourself in a real hot pot of water.
Mm-hmm.
You are.
Yep.
You are.
I
think this was her biggest.
In this day of social media, you can trick people and go viral and blow up fast, but your truth will come out even faster. And that's what you don't understand. It's two sides to the coin. Same thing with Carly Russell. It immediately took off, and she was famous, but the truth came out just as fast because it worked both ways because everybody got access. You know what I mean? So if you out here lying, it's a lot of people who got access to social media that can come on here and put their screen up like this and tell exactly what's going on.
You know,
so people don't understand that.
Again, I think it also, just to reiterate this and repeat this, the women, the Black women, the Sandra Blands, and the Breonna Taylors who have actually lost their lives to police brutality and things like that. Mm-hmm. You have these goofy women like her, like Carly Russell, who are using that trauma, the trauma of African American women. And first of all, even what I'm seeing in the comments, like, you're Somali. You're not even looked at as an African American woman. Let's just say that, nor do you really consider yourself to be one unless you're trying to get some GoFundMe money. Mm-hmm. You are piggybacking off of the pain and the trauma of Black women that Black women have had to deal with when it comes to racism and police brutality. Mm-hmm. And you want people to empathize with you when you're wrong.
Right.
One thing I want to say, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Prophet, because I was just about to wrap it up, but you can go ahead.
One thing I want to say is what BNN is trying to get out there to people. We get justice for any and everybody. But when you do stuff like this right here, it reminds me of, you remember when the white lady accused a African-American man of kidnapping her children, and then come to find out, they didn't, there was no Black man that did it. She did it herself by driving the car into the lake. There was another incident where and it's like a lot of people know that they can make money off the backs of bashing African American men. That's all you have to do. You're going to make money. You're going to get popular. They're going to have you on the news. They're going to make a movie about you. All that stuff, and it's proven. It's a proven fact. And a lot of men, including us, were being bashed. Yep. We were getting bashed like crazy. You know what I'm saying? And there's people still in the comments, still saying a lot of crazy stuff. And I don't care. but it's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Just like when there was an African guy they blamed something on the African people. I forgot what it was. It was something they blamed on African people, and they were looking. A lot of African men were being attacked. They were being attacked just around the country. They were being attacked based off of a lie. And then when the lie was revealed, nobody apologized. Nobody came out and said, well, we were wrong and all this stuff and tried to make it right. They continued on. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, and then kept on going. But that's what being is about. We find out the truth. And once we find the truth out, we're going to reveal it. It broke Flo's heart. It broke his heart because he was going all in for this. And he was telling all of us, hey, we need to, report on this story, and he already know how we are. That spirit of discernment will kick in. We looking at things. When I start doing them eyes, it's over with. I'm starting to dig. And when we start digging and everything, we had to break his heart. It broke his heart. It was, and you could hear it in his voice. His voice is cracking and everything. But it was a lot, But I'm glad you came forward. You and Sean, I'm glad you guys came forward. Really.
Yeah, definitely glad. Like I said, that's why I told people. I said I brought the story to TikTok. I blew the story up on TikTok. Nobody knew about it besides she posted it. But right after she posted it, I posted it. Her page got removed, but I posted it. And that's how it started. I was the first one. So it's like, when I'm coming back telling y'all it's a fraud, I'm coming from a genuine place. I don't want to say that. I don't want to be on here. I'm the last one want to say that. So,
you the last. I'm the last one.
That's what it says. People don't want to. People don't like. They bunch everybody in with. I'm not trying to bash. I could have got millions of views on making 3 or 4 videos about how she lied, breaking it down, doing all that. I didn't do that, but we're going to bring the truth.
Absolutely.
Of course we're going to bring the truth, but bringing the truth and bashing is, like you said, it's 2 different things. Absolutely. We're not trying to bash because that's not the point. We're trying to bring the truth because we thought we had a victim, but no, now we got hundreds of thousands of victims because after her, people are going to suffer, not to mention people who donated to the GoFundMe. So I'm representing those victims now. I ain't representing nobody making up no fake story. So anybody mad at me for bringing the real, then they can kick rocks. I don't care about that. I fight for victims.
I'm going to piggyback what Prophet said when I was talking to Rachel this morning. I said the same thing, Prophet. I said, what bothers me is the endangerment that she brought. It would have took nothing for somebody to whisper it was a guy with a suit, police around the corner. That's what they hear, and it's pew pew pew. You know what I'm saying?
Great point.
And that part.
That's a great point.
So you guys want to tell everybody, your channels on TikTok. You have anything else you wanted to add, Rachel?
No, not really. Like I said, I was just pretty much here to not only kind of attest to her character, but also just, and if she watches this, if somebody shows her this, Rhoda, I know me and you will probably never be able to have a reasonable conversation about this just because you're going to continuously cut me off and call me a pick me and all out of my names. But you need to stop. You really need to stop doing what you're doing before somebody really pulls your card. Somebody really hurt you. And you in Texas, they're going to get it popping down there. You like to go to New York, they're going to get it popping down there. Yeah. You come here to Florida, where all these Somalis are enemies with you, you can get it popping here too. So my message to her and to any women, but to Black women, yes, we want to protect Black women, obviously, but don't piggyback off of the pain and trauma of Sandra Bland, of Breonna Taylor, of Black women who have lost their lives to police brutality. Y'all just want to go viral. Y'all want to make Black men out to be these horrible monsters and stuff. It's like, be real with yourself. Get real with yourself. Like, this ain't cool. This ain't okay. Because that, as you said, that could have went so much further. It could have been somebody in a suit, and then here come the police. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. Mm-hmm. And now you're the reason that this Black man is unalived.
Well, you guys can go over to at Flow Daddy Flow. That's FLODADDYFLO on TikTok. My page is at Prophet Ruben M. That's PROPHETREUBENM. And then we have the Black News Network. That's black.news.network, but it doesn't have a K at the end. It's NETWOR. We also have the Fool, the_Fool. And then we have the ladies of BNN that are all on it. You already know Shauna at the bottom, and Shayna at the bottom. And, we have Shay B, all them. But go over to the BNN. Yeah, go over to the BNN network. We bring a lot of exclusive news. We've broken a lot of news. And, it's all about bringing the truth. And it's all about making sure that, we do protect everybody. We protect Black women. We protect our people. We bring news that does not even make it to the major networks. The only time a lot of them make it to the major news networks is after we've broken it, because they reach out to us and say, "Hey, can we have permission to run this story?" Right. Because we broke it. And then
also, don't forget, I had to remind them on the live. I protect the hell out of Black women, but guess what? I protect Black men too. Right. I am a Black man. Right. So don't get mad at me when I protect a Black man. Because if you don't want to protect Black men, don't follow me. I protect Black women, but I am a Black man. I will never not be. So I'm going to stand up for them like I stand up for the women. And I just want to make that clear, because it gets to the point where you fight for Black women so much, they think you don't stand up for Black. Like, when I stand up for Black men, that's a problem. How did that work? I don't like that. That's right there. Let's protect each other. Mm-hmm. So what we doing on TikTok? You gonna join us tonight or what? Right. You join us tonight?
Me? Oh yeah, okay. Absolutely.
All right, cool. So what we're gonna do tonight? We'll get our lines of questions. Shauna, get some questions prepared. Prophet, get some questions prepared. I'll get some questions prepared, and then we'll put them together. And so we'll be more, this was just for us to meet and greet and talk about it. We'll be a little more structured on the show tonight.
Okay. And I kind of want to figure out how I want to say that other thing that I found out too, the other little person I talked to.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. So we got all day. Prophet, did you Shauna and Prophet, y'all
that's all y'all. Hey, that was it, man. I mean, y'all heard it for yourself. It's not fake. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that's known her for years and years and years. So there you go. There's a pattern. She's done this many, many, many times before. And it's a game that she plays.
And Shauna has so much court documents and so much history, so much. Man, it's ridiculous how much court documents and paperwork she got. Like I said, it ain't even about bashing her, man. We could make so many views and so many videos with all of this court document. That's not the point. We trying to bring enough evidence so people with common sense and that can critically think can see what's going on and move on to the real victims, man. This ain't nothing to play with. I mean, if you can't critically think and you think differently, that's fine. But my page ain't for you. My page is for people who can critically think. Go ahead, Foolish.
I just want to elaborate something real quick. I know y'all ain't trying to bash her, but I've been trying to bash her. I ain't happy. Like I did Carly. I'm talking long smack. I'm gonna let it go because but man, I'm talking long smack about this woman because she fouled for what she did.
I feel you. And the crazy part is, it's all African men around in their own community. They kicking it amongst each other, and we allowing her to call out Black men, and now all Black men is taking all of the heat. While even if you believe the story, it was all African men there who don't associate. They think they different, and hey, look, I respect it. You think you Somali, you think you this, you think you that. You're not a Black. They don't respect the Black term. They say I'm Somali, I'm Ethiopian, I'm this, I'm that. So, okay, cool. But it's nothing but them over there. Then she calls out a random man in a black suit. I mean, a suit, random black man in a suit, and now all black men taking heat. That's foul. And it's just what she knows that, though. It go back to the white people. You got to think about it. They just like white people. They think they separate. They think they superior because they got culture, they got this, they got that. And everybody know, just call out a black man and everybody gonna believe you and everybody gonna shit on them. That ain't happening, man. I'm done with that. If you want to do that, my page ain't the page for you. That play is ran over and over again. It's ran by the white people, Emmett Till, Rasheem Carter, and it's ran by people like her. It was all Africans around there. Why you think she didn't call them out? Why y'all think she didn't call all the African men out? Because they know she lying and they know they don't play that. So what she do? In a sea full of African men who consider themselves Somalis and Ethiopians and Tanzanians, she calls out black men because she know it don't take nothing for America to turn on us. She's smart.
And it worked. And it worked.
She's smart. I give it to her. She's smart.
Yeah, that's when I was interviewing Rachel. I had to pause and say that a couple of times. I just saw premeditation, but I'm kind of with foolish on. I'm gonna be petty because there was a lot of things I didn't like, not just separating Somalians from foundational Black Americans. There's this thing where sometimes other cultures try to cloak themselves in blackness, and I'm trying to pick my words correctly. It's just really sad. I posted all the receipts. I went all through her Facebook page and I saw a lot of derogatory things. And I know some people said in the comments, well, oh, this is her past, or this is somebody that, women fall out. These are things she typed out and wrote. And it's always really a lot of targeting Black men. She even made a video saying a lot of people lie, but the only people, I think she said the only people I lie to is, white people and Black men. And someone else, was saying well, I saw another comment in here. Has anybody seen her or talked to her since the incident? I'm gonna tread lightly because I did do another interview before I talked to Rachel. And for me, it was emotional. I don't want to give this person's name out. I want to get with the guys and see how to present it because I do want to protect their identity right now. But I'll just leave it. I can say this much. This is a person that is very, very close to her. And the night of the incident, I'm trying to just choose my words, okay? The night of the incident, this person could not reach her. And then she sent the person a video of what happened. So you can imagine, you're close with someone or someone very well, and then boom, they just send you a video. So this person kept calling and sending them messages. And this person was pretty high up on the, where you would have taken this call, and was just left out in the cold. I'll just say that, with no response, just nothing. And I'll just leave it there.
Yeah,
and we figure out how to deliver that.
Too much, and I'll say this person is all in her pictures. She all tagging this person, all talking about this person. This ain't a random person. Like I'm trying to tell y'all, it's so much evidence. It's way more than what we just bringing you what we thoroughly went through and what will tell you what's up. It's way more evidence. We are not trying to bash her. It's way more evidence. Like, while she choosing her words, we could just be on here letting the words fly. Ain't nobody trying to bash her, y'all. We just trying to be fair to everybody. Fair to, if we talking about, if you go on YouTube, do your own research. Look up bricks. Look up people who've been hit with bricks. Just look them up. I can't even post them on TikTok because they'll take the page down. You're not gonna find one person who's been hit with a brick that just got swelling. You're just not gonna find it. If you ever touched a brick, if you touch your face with a brick, it's gonna leave a mark.
I gotta go through it again.
And that's just one thing. And also, I'm not gonna let black men get condemned when black men had nothing to do with the incident and it's no evidence. I'm not letting that happen because y'all want to dissect everything somebody else say, but y'all ain't dissecting her story at all. Yet she got $40,000 and she got the whole world mad at black men, but she don't need no evidence. So if you don't need no evidence to ridicule and throw me under the bus, don't follow me. I don't want you around me. I don't. Because I know that any moment you can turn on me with no evidence. Y'all, I don't know if y'all scared, but y'all not calling her out. Every time somebody come with something, they got like, well, what about this? Well, what about this? Well, what about it's no police report? Well, what about she didn't call the ambulance? She didn't call the police. What about nobody seen her hit with a brick? What about she says everybody stood around and looked at her when they got hit with a brick, yet nobody knows what this dude looked like, where he went, what car he was in, nothing. Come on, y'all. But y'all not dissecting that at all. Y'all got enough evidence to condemn black men, but y'all don't have enough evidence that's mountains high that shows its character. When you go to court, they don't just talk about what happened that night. They talk about your whole life. If y'all ever been to court, I've been to court. I've been standing in front of the judge. It ain't about, oh, what's that night? No, it's character witnesses. He has a pattern of this. She has a pattern of this. Let's really be real about it. Let's be real about it. It ain't about just that night. When you go to court, it's a reason they do that because they want to see what's your patterns. If you got a pattern of calling people out and getting sued and scamming, and then now you got a case where it's no police report, nobody seen it. When the ambulance came there, you fighting and arguing with the people. You just got busted in your head with a brick and the ambulance trying to come and help you, and you ain't letting them help you. Come on, y'all. Y'all believe that? You could get hit with a brick and not wake up in the morning, but you're not gonna let the ambulance help you. And then you a woman, and instead of calling the ambulance, you taking selfies and showing everybody your everything and talking about they ain't doing it and steadying the camera like, look at this, look at this. Come on, man, women don't do that.
And anybody know that a head injury is a life-threatening injury. And why would you not want to go to the hospital when you got a big-ass bubble on your head? That I would be concerned. I would be ready to go get that checked. I might have a concussion.
Yeah.
I might have bleeding on the brain. I might have
unalive.
Anybody with that type of injury, even in a fight, even in a fist fight, they want to get that checked.
And you hit with a brick where it got you this swollen, and your eyes, both your eyes still look like this. It don't affect your eyes at all. Come on, man. I'm smarter than that. And I'm not dumbing myself down for nobody. If you don't get it, that's just you. It's obvious and it's plain as day. And I'm not dumbing myself down for nobody.
And the most obvious part about it is, real quick, the worst part about it is this is the internet. If she'd have gave us details on who he was, what he was driving, they would have found the actual person by now. This is the internet. They find anything and everything on the internet and profit and prove that. And if he can't find it, it don't exist.
Don't exist.
It don't exist.
It don't exist.
And it's not just him. It's Dinesh and all the other internet detectives that's out here. If they have not produced this vehicle, this man, or no type of details on the suspect, there's no suspect.
That was my thing. If a woman, especially as, women, for her to stand so firmly on Black women empowerment, you're not going to, is he 5'7"? Is he 6 foot? Was it a red shirt, white shirt, black card, silver card? You just gonna let him roam on out here and get the next woman? That's not women. That's not women empowerment. That's that's something else. She on something else.
Then you tell guys, hey, I've been hit by the brick, help me. Then they come over there, they call the ambulance and police and wait with you. Then you get on your phone talking about, I got hit with a brick and everybody seen it. And these N words didn't help. Like, who does that? They helping you now. Come
And
on,
then
y'all.
the
Come on, y'all.
GoFundMe.
Like I said, if you believe that and bash me, don't follow me, block me. I don't want you. I don't want you around me. I got beautiful black women, intelligent women who follow me, and I love them to death.
And then there's the discrepancy in the GoFundMe. I think the first paragraph or how it starts out is no ambulance. Maybe somebody could pull it up. I think she said no ambulance was called or nothing like that. That's a lie. The first sentence is a lie because the young men said they did stay there with her until help arrived. Then I noticed they did an update on September the 4th of the GoFundMe. And I believe it was saying, thank you for all your generosity. We went ahead and we got doctor's appointments today. I'm I don't have it in front of me, but somebody can check it. And I'm thinking, like, how's that possible on Labor Day? Maybe in Texas they operate like that. I don't know. But I'm just like, how did you arrange?
And I'm going to tell you this. Hospitals are liable. Listen, y'all, I was raised with women all around me. And as a young dude, I had to be the man because they made us be the man. So I went to them with hospitals. I went with them with injuries. I held their hand as a little dude. You are not going in a hospital with your head out to here, and then they have you just sitting at the edge of a hospital bed like you there for a checkup.
No tubes.
Come on.
No bandages.
You just got hit with a brick and your head out to here. They gonna have tubes, bandages, stuff wrapped around.
An IV. At least an IV. At least an IV.
Something.
At least
not just
an IV.
on the edge of a bed with your phone. Talk. Come on, y'all.
I heard, and it looked like she was scanning the room, like waiting for somebody to come in there. But I think I was on a panel a couple of nights ago, and there was a nurse, and she said the setup, not having an IV or what have you, looks like they're checking for an allergic reaction. That's what some nurses said, and someone else came out. I don't know. I put up the pictures what it looks like to get hit with a brick, and I
don't play with that. They don't play, because before you even get in the room to even be doing all that, they gonna get you stabilized on what they need to give you. They not gonna just have you in the room sitting there. You got hit with a brick and your stuff out to here. They gotta handle that. They can't just send you in there like you in there to get a routine checkup.
And somebody else said that you could do saline injections and get that same effect as well.
You could do saline injections. You could go to Party City. You can go to Party City, put fake skin on you with toilet paper or something under to fill it out, put makeup on, and you done. I could do that. If that's all we got to do to get 40,000, I could do that tomorrow and go in the middle of somebody and say, somebody hit me with whatever, and shut the phone off, and I want 40,000.
I have a question. I have a question for you guys. So I saw a picture with a mask on in the club. Mm-hmm. So just hypothetically, just your opinion, do you think, because I think one of the bouncers or someone also said she came later that night.
Yeah, at the
end
of the night.
The club owner said something, there was another altercation. Do you think she came like that, or was it from the women?
She came like that. It was all planned out. See, the thing is, when you're a finesser, you need people who don't critically think to get your finesse off. So the people that's in the live or the people on TikTok that still think it's 100, y'all are the reason for scams. That's how they get off.